I like to refer to the Akashic Records as the Google for the soul because Akashic Records are an archive. They contain the information of everything that the consciousness flowing through us in this universe created, is creating, and will ever create. Many people like to compare the Akashic Records to a library. I think that's a very clever comparison because a library gives us something tangible we can relate to. I like to refer to the Akashic Records as the Google for the soul because I think that accessing them works just like doing a Google search on your computer. The difference is that when you are accessing your Akashic Records, the computer is your body. Inside the Akashic Records library, each one of us has a book we can access whenever we want. In fact, we are contributing to the archive of the Akashic Records every day through everything we think, everything we do, everything we feel, with everything we create. A record of that action, thought, or feeling goes into the Akashic Records for us to consult whenever we want. Just need to learn how to access it. To that, I would like to add that the Akashic Records are alive. They are sentient. They are not necessarily in a place. They are everywhere. They are inside of us. They are a dimension, an energetic field all around us. We just cannot perceive them with our physical senses. I think everyone should learn to open their own Akashic Records because when you are there, it's like coming home. You are never alone once you've learned to read your own Akashic Records. Well, the benefits really depend on the person and how each one of us uses them. As a cosmic library with literally the entire knowledge of the entire universe, the possibilities of what you can do through the Akashic Records are infinite. The records go as deep, as far, as wide, as big as you want to go with them. Because the records are ready. I mean, the information, the wisdom, the guides, the consciousness are already there, just waiting for you to reach out. But I will say that in my personal experience, some of the most common benefits I've seen people get are a sense of belonging. They also become more confident in the things they do. Their intuition awakens, it becomes sharper, and they can trust it because they are constantly activating it, using it, in touch with it. They pay attention to it now. And so it becomes a big guiding pillar in the life of a person that knows how to read their own Akashic Records. A connection to the records also boosts creativity and new ideas because when you connect to them, you are opening a portal, you're opening a flow of information, a communication between the intelligence of the universe and your own. So you will never be out of ideas when you are in touch with your Akashic Records. People also learn to see themselves through a different light. So empowerment also comes from connecting to your Akashic Records. Wisdom is something you contain now. Whenever you want to learn about something, you can learn about it faster. And some people say like, oh, I don't even know I knew that. Yeah, I mean, I've seen teachers, people that work in banking, learning to open their Akashic Records, housewives, and they later come and tell me, I was in this meeting giving this presentation that my boss asked me to put together like 20 minutes before about the topic I really didn't know much about. And I found myself saying things that I didn't even know I knew. And I didn't even have to concentrate on channeling. I opened my Akashic record in the morning before going to work and I forgot all about it. But I realized I was channeling when I was giving my presentation. So this person was really excited when this happened. Some people like to spend a specific time during the day sitting and channeling from their records. Some people open their records to meditate. Some other people, they just open their records in the morning and they go on with their days. And that's, I think, the most magical experience of the Akashic Records, because when you do that, you will get these insights. They seem to come from nowhere, but they are coming from your Akashic Records. You open your mind, you learn to see beyond what your eyes and your physical senses can perceive, so you expand in more than one way. One of the housewives slash teacher that came to one of the trainings, she also told me, I have like new recipes, they just flow through my mind. And when I am preparing material for my students, it's just much more easy for me to know what to write, what to teach, what to tell them. So again, the records are open to everyone. It's just a matter of you being willing to connect. And because of that, the benefits are also far and wide. There are people that after connecting to their Akashic records, they learn to not only channel information, but also energy to heal their body. Yeah, I guess the benefits are everywhere. They are unlimited. Yeah, our Akashic Records training is an in-person training. It's a weekend long, so 2 full days from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on both days. And what we will be focusing on will be, of course, covering the basics of what are Akashic Records and understanding the multi-dimensionality of the human being. We are going to talk about channeling and what happens when you channel and how can you keep your body, yourself, your mind open and clean so that the quality of the information you channel is trustworthy. There will also be an attunement process. That's the part where we open the channel each one of us already has. And that's where we reconnect the consciousness of the person to the consciousness of the Akashic Records. There are a lot of practical exercises as well, and we go through different practices, experiences, and guided meditations so that the people joining the training can explore firsthand how does it feel and what does it mean to have access to their own wisdom. Because truly what we're doing through an Akashic Records training is helping people remember who they already are, help them remember what they already know. That's what happens during an Akashic Records training. What makes our training special is that we also focus on the physical part of channeling. Most times, when we first come to an Akashic Records training or when we first encounter spirituality or energy work, we are afraid of it. We have been told we should fear what we don't know. Also, many of the people that come to the Akashic trainings, they have past lives where they were judged, killed, or had negative experiences because in those lives they were already masters of energy. They were already talking about the spirit world. History has told us that people in the past, they didn't like these type of people saying, they didn't like prophets, let's say. They didn't like witches. They didn't like wise people. They didn't like people awakening the masses. And so many of us have imprints in our soul of these things happening to us. And so when we come to the Akashic Records, we are excited to go home. We're excited to welcome our abilities again, to reawaken our connection to ourselves. But we are also afraid of it because of the previous experiences we have had in other lives, in other dimensions. And that fear sometimes is not something we know on a conscious level, but we feel sometimes also in our body. So during these 2 days, we not only focus on the activation of the channel, we not only focus on explaining what the Akashic Records are. A big focus of the training is on clearing the fear around connecting with energy. We focus on clearing implants from past lives. We focus on moving that energy from the physical body today. And even though I am not a therapist, there is some trauma release. We clear some of this lack of confidence, this sense of I am not worthy of receiving this information. I am not worthy of connecting with my soul, with the universe, or I am not welcome there. This is a big part of our training because that's a big block for people. It is an energy block, but also a mental block. So we make this a holistic approach to channeling. We not only concentrate on expanding the third eye, but we also focus on anchoring the soul in the body, activating all of the chakras, especially the base chakras, because if we are not rooted in ourselves, if we don't live in the physical body, then it's harder for us to connect to spirit. So we learn all of that during our time together. And also, this training opens up a door to community. Many of us are disconnected from each other. As adults, it's difficult to make friends with strangers. And so this training also offers a container for that community. That's what makes our training different. So the cost of the training involves the manual. Each participant receives a manual with all of the information and a little bit more of what we're going to cover verbally during the training so that you have your notes in that manual. You also receive the recording of all the meditations that we will have during the 2 days, and you will receive an audio recording after the training is complete with each of the meditations. You get the attunement to the Akashic Records. That's a really important step that reconnects you to the vibration of the Akashic Records. You get 12 hours of training and practice where you will be able to ask anything you want to ask. And then you get another 4 hours of online calls. These 4 hours are optional. Yeah, we have payment plans. If you go to the booking page, you should see the different options available. But if you cannot see that, just send an email to samanthacastrocoaching@gmail.com, and I will be happy to help you with the payment plans. No, you don't need any previous experience with energy work or with channeling or with anything. If you feel called to do this, you will learn everything you need to learn and know during the training. So you don't need previous experience to be able to open your records. And at the same time, if you are already a practitioner or a healer or a coach that does energy work, any modality, doing this training just adds to your toolbox and it amplifies the spectrum of what your practice is already. Yeah, I will say give this a chance. Try it, explore it, experience it. Give yourself the opportunity to experience this because it's going to be life changing. It's going to be magical, that's for sure. One of the best moments in my life was when I did my own energy training. And this also gives you the opportunity to meet amazing people. Everything about this is positive. If anything, you will get an enhanced wisdom, an enhanced intuition, and you will also hopefully walk feeling more confident in who you are. So that's what I will say to anyone watching this. Give yourself the opportunity to receive this wisdom because I can assure you, you are not going to regret it. My name is Samantha. I am a human development coach, and through my work, I help people reconnect with who they are, activate and remember the wisdom that they already contain. I help them see the potential that lives already in them so that each one of us can live the life we are meant to have.